So we're back with our monthly contributors, Dr. Assad Al Malik and Dr. Abdul Alim Muhammad, and we'll get right down to this discussion. I'll start with you, Dr. Assad. Do you think hip hop needs a union? If so, why? And if not, why?
Uh, I think it would be an important step towards ensuring that many artists are not left destitute after their fame and their 15 minutes of fame has ended. But prior to that, I think what most artists need are is mentorship from people like Master P, who I know has personally mentored several young artists, Kodak Black and a few other artists, um, to go over their contracts to ensure that that they are getting at least a percentage of their masters, that they're getting the right points on each record sold or each download. So they need more mentorship. I believe a union is a good thing, but we can start with mentorship, someone that can review their contracts, someone that can help them book their own shows to remain as independent from the record label as possible, someone to make sure they're earning the proper amount on merchandise and ticket sales. So they're small. We have great artists who have achieved great success, from the Jay-Z's to the Nas's to uh, Lil Wayne's. These people have had their public disputes. For instance, Lil Wayne had his public dispute with his record label. He learned a lot from that experience, and he should be able to coach and mentor those who are coming behind him, so that they don't have to face the same type of obstacles that he faced with his record.
Yes, sir. And Dr. Abdul Halim, what do you think? Does hip hop need a union?
I think anytime that we can get better organized, we need to get organized. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan points out that the number one denial objective of our oppressor is that we don't be effectively organized. So to the extent, as Dr. Assad has said, that we can have rights to our songs, distribution rights, legal assistance, retirement plans, investment and financial advice, and marketing and branding. Because many times these artists, they get money up front, more money than they've ever seen before, but they haven't really read the fine print of their contract. And if you remember Prince's protests during many of the award ceremonies where you had slave written on his face, because if you sign what they call a 360 or 360 deal, these people own your name, they own your image, they own everything about you. So I think it's very important, because if you're very careful, you can listen to many of our famous rap songs being played in fast food commercials and other commercials, and you're saying to yourself, whoa, I wonder if they're getting paid for that.
Mm.
And as Master Pete talked about the concept of unions, I thought about what I read in the book, How White Folks Became Rich. And it talked about how the guy Samuel Gompers, I believe, who started the unions, actually did it as a way to cut out blacks and give jobs to immigrants, right? So my question to you, Dr. Assad, and then we'll go back to Dr. Abdul Halim, have unions benefited black people in America then and even today?
Well, we know historically black people were locked out of many unions. Um, However, when we look at like the teachers union here locally, or even the civil service unions that we have, black people have recently benefited from those type of protections, that type of collective bargaining agreement that comes with unions. So I do believe that there are some benefits, but as with anything in the United States of America, there will be some racism and white supremacy, which will not allow black people to achieve the most benefit uh, out of those union organizations.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Dr. Abdul Halim, what are your thoughts?
There are three competing forces, as I've seen, say, over the last 50 years. There's been big business, big government, and big labor. And big business, after the Depression, the 1930s, something about capitalism. Capitalism knows how to survive. So it actually described itself or masqueraded as socialism for a minute. Then it came back strong, and in the deregulation and in the trickle down economics economy of the conservatives, and we saw the power of big labor diminished. So what we see right now is any extent that we can get organized, I'm for it. But most importantly, it gives us an opportunity that if you're going to be a part of this union, there has to be some standard of behavior for people to receive the benefits. So we want to see our hip hop artists directed towards speaking and teaching truth, liberation lyrics, salvation songs, and revolutionary rap. I think that is what is needed today, because when someone can control your message, and he said, well, I want to put a little Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or Minister Farrakhan or Kwame Ture in my rap. No, 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 you can't do that. Look, we need a little bit of the B and the H and a little, keep it street, man, keep it real kind of thing. And this has happened to many of our conscious rappers, and they'll tell you they can't get the market, they can't get the spins, they can't get the radio play, and they don't, and that particular songs don't get promoted and have to be done underground. So there has to be some standard of behavior connected with the benefits that go along with belonging to the union. I think that would go a long way in building our community and organizing.
Yes, sir. And Dr. Sal, why do you think, I don't hear a chorus following Master P's call, a suggestion for a union. Do you think that this is something that the overall hip hop community will be willing to get behind?
Absolutely. I believe that Master P has proven himself to be a very intelligent businessman. He has the street credibility with most of the rappers in the rap community. I believe it'll take some time for him to pitch his ideas to the right people, and we'll see more people getting behind the idea of a union. Some people won't. I was once told that maximum security is a prison. We have a lot of individuals in the hip hop community who are wealthy, who are fine with being $40 million slaves or $100 million slaves. So they may not want to mess up their sponsorships or their endorsement deals by doing something that will help so many young Black people involved in the hip hop community. So they'll choose security over organization. However, I do believe that we have enough conscious-minded hip hop artists who have experienced a lot of detriment as it relates to their contracts, will be willing to work with Master P and other hip hop artists to formulate this union.
Definitely. And before we go into our next break in the next two minutes, so Dr. Halim, what do you think? Why haven't the other artists jumped on this and come to support it, make this a reality?
Dr. Assad hit the nail on the head. You have to remember, brother, we went from saying that we were Black and we were proud to being Afro-Americans and minorities. We went from us, our, and we to I, me, and mine. I got to get mine. I got to get paid. I. And so it's about individuality and not about our collective work that we need to do. But if they ever decide to listen to the voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who was instrumental in solving the beef between the East Coast and the West Coast that actually led to actual bloodshed, and has been in the ears of all of these hip hop artists to buy the block in the case of Rick Ross, and of course this comeback by our brother Busta Rhymes. The young boys wonder where he came from, where he been, but that was a blockbuster Busta Rhymes rap album that he put out, and seeing what moves that Jay-Z is making, P. Diddy is making, and of course our brother Master P. I've interviewed him on my radio show at the time. The brother is brilliant in what he's saying, and he already has proved it. And you've heard Snoop Dogg bear witness to him and how he treated him and steered him away from a conflict with Suge Knight that would have probably resulted in bloodshed. And he wound up paying him and taking care of him. And he said, man, this is my man. So we have to give a good ear to Master P and our full support of what he's trying to do. What the end product will be, I don't know. But I think it's very important that at least we be found attempting to organize ourselves better.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank both of you all for your comments. In our next segment after this, these public announcements, we're going to talk about the question: Is America a racist country? So we'll get right back to that segment with our contributors right after these public announcements.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Go to nnvnews.com/donate.
Worldwide, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download the Final Call Radio app and take us everywhere. On your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also log on to finalcall.com and click the Listen Live button, or finalcallradio.com. Final Call Radio, the official voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam.
Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Follow us on social media at NNV News, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel at National Network View. I am Anissa Muhammad with NNVnews.com.